This podcast is an invitation to feel and experience the souls of famous old Hollywood homes and to have an in-depth journey to the areas where they're located through interviews with longtime residents. Either you're a fan of old Hollywood in Los Angeles, planning to have a vacation, or, an even bigger step, considering a certain area for your future home. This is your opportunity to receive valuable information and insightful advice you won't find anywhere else.
Hello, and welcome to my podcast. Are you in the mood for California? Today, we'll explore and feel Los Angeles and its various perspectives, followed by an interview with talented and beautiful Mika Newton, who will show it to us through her eyes as well.
LA is super different. So I feel if you're traveling for the first time, you need to be very open-minded, and not everything is dirty or not everything like in Beverly Hills. It's just a city like any other city in the world. But you need to do your research, obviously, when you're visiting. I would recommend to see the, Hollywood stars are only at night. I don't know why. I feel like in the dark, the Hollywood Boulevard looks so much better in the pictures, and it's more like, it has a better effect than like you go there during the day.
Masha Korpacheva is a California-based realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors in Los Angeles. She's an advocate for selling and buying homes with soul and practicing mindfulness in real estate. With master's degrees in spiritual psychology and linguistics, Masha brings all of her skills to work with her clients. An intuit and empath, she has touched many lives with her outstanding ability to see beyond the visible and helping to come to better understanding of issues and their resolutions. An adventurous world traveler, from climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania to exploring the Galapagos Islands, Masha has a particular passion for the City of Angels. Having landed in this paradise and adopted it as her home, she's been sharing old Hollywood stories since 2007. In the mood for California, feel the soul of old Hollywood.
And now, are you ready to feel the soul of Los Angeles? What was the beginning of Los Angeles? In 1781, a group of 11 families, a total of 44 people, walked more than 1,000 miles north of Mexico to set up a new town by the river. Felipe de Neve, governor of Spanish California, named the settlement El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Ángeles de Persíncula, the town of Our Lady, the Queen of the Angels of Persíncula. Shortened to Los Angeles, the city started expanding slowly but surely. By 1850, there were just under 2,000 people living here, and 100 years later, by 1950, the population grew to almost 2 million people. Since 1920s, Los Angeles has become the world capital of prominent culture industry, continuing to import the most talented visionaries, writers, filmmakers, artists, actors, and musicians. Similarly, since the 1940s, the Southern California aerospace industry and a myriad of research centers have gathered the world's largest concentration of PhD scientists and engineers. But still, we can come across a perception of Los Angeles as lacking in people-evoking interest, especially in comparison to New York, like in this quote by Neil Simon: "When it's 100 degrees in New York, it's 72 in Los Angeles. When it's 30 degrees in New York, in Los Angeles, it's still 72. However, there are 6 million interesting people in New York and only 72 in Los Angeles." So, what is Los Angeles and what kind of people live here? Let's look at some perspectives. According to Denzel Washington, in Los Angeles, everyone is a star. Tom Bradley thought that people cut themselves off from the ties of their old life when they come to Los Angeles. In Frank Lloyd Wright words, tip the world over on its side and everything loose will land in Los Angeles. If Babbitts believed, the ideas you have about cities that you've always known don't work in LA. And once you toss those aside, you'll be much better off. While Isabel Marant speculates, in Los Angeles, you can have the city life and feel like you are on holiday at the same time, with Molly Lambert joining in. In slow-paced Los Angeles, it's easy to get distracted by a good sunset or a flock of butterflies and forget to produce any work at all. But for Geoff Dyer, LA can be a place of torment because the rewards are so huge, but the difficulties of getting your hands on those rewards are so great. Billy Connolly would still say, I love Los Angeles. It reinvents itself every 2 days. And Kevin Starr felt very strongly that Los Angeles is the great Gatsby of American cities. Yes, Andy Warhol also expressed, I love Los Angeles. I love Hollywood. They're beautiful. Everybody's plastic, but I love plastic. I want to be plastic. Truly, listen to Philip Elliott. You're not done with LA until LA is done with you. In Susan Orlean's experience, in Los Angeles, your eye keeps reaching for an end point and never finds it because it doesn't exist. And Jackie Gailey would add, Los Angeles is a great place. Where else can you smell the air and see it coming at you at the same time? Oh no, John Didion would retort. Los Angeles weather is the weather of catastrophe, of apocalypse. Well, Miranda Richardson is reevaluating. You can have a laugh in Los Angeles or you can weep in Los Angeles, depending on your attitude towards it. Simon Hoggard would compare, in Washington, the first thing people tell you is what their job is. In Los Angeles, you learn their star sign. In Houston, you're told how rich they are. And in New York, they'll tell you what their rent is. But still, Greta Gerwig cannot help but interfere. Los Angeles is a place where if you have the right person with you, there are all these little worlds that you would never guess by just looking at the exterior of what the city is. And Cara D, while looking straight into your eyes, will add, darling, in LA, you decide who you are. Every neighborhood has its own culture and population. Once you find the right one for you, you are home. Los Angeles is a way of life. And here we are. Welcome to Los Angeles. What a delight it is for me to have Mika Newton with me today. Originally from Ukraine, Mika came to Los Angeles in 2011, right after she won the 4th place in the international song competition Eurovision. Mika is a singer, songwriter, and actress. A recent cancer survivor, she continues to embrace Los Angeles and working hard towards making her dreams come true. You can follow Mika on Instagram at Mika Newton. This Sunday, March 5th, Mika Newton will be performing at Hotel Cafe in Hollywood. It will be a wonderful opportunity to come and listen to Mika's voice as she will be sharing her journey through her music. Hello, Mika.
Hi, Masha.
I'm so excited to have you today as my guest. You have no idea.
And I'm beyond excited to talk to you about LA and everything in life. So excited.
Yes, well, thank you so much for finding the time. And you have quite a unique story. And you moved to Los Angeles, at some point in your life. So let me ask you, how would you describe Los Angeles to someone who has never been here?
Honestly, I feel that every single person has own relationships with LA, and some people hate it or just in love. I am the person that fell in love. Like I was on a plane, right? And my plane didn't even land it yet. I looked through the window and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this energy. And I've never, I wasn't really interested about LA ever. I know like it's Hollywood, but when I used to live in Ukraine, I've never had a dream to live in America even. It was just so randomly. And I came here to record a song for Eurovision. We were thinking it might be for Eurovision, but we ended up choosing another song. And I remember I looked, through the window and I was like, wow, it was so sunny and huge. It was just something about energy. And and since then, it's been 13 years now. I just love LA.
Interesting. So besides that, it is sunny and has a lot of vibrant energy. How else would you describe Los Angeles so that people would get like a clearer idea?
It's super different because I've noticed a lot of immigrants come here and they like to talk shit, how dirty. LA is super big. And as every single city, Paris as well, if you are not like in the downtown of Paris, right, where everything is nice and clean, like here in Beverly Hills, you're not gonna say, oh, it's dirty. LA is super different. So I feel if you're traveling for the first time, you need to be very open-minded, and not everything is dirty or not everything like in Beverly Hills. It's just a city like any other city in the world. But you need to do your research, obviously, when you're visiting. I would recommend to see the, Hollywood stars are only at night. I don't know why. I feel like in the dark, the Hollywood Boulevard looks so much better in the pictures, and it's more like, it has a better effect than like you go there during the day.
Okay, I see. Well, yeah, the way I hear you is that you describe Los Angeles as a very diverse city.
Yes, and different. Yeah.
Very different, and people should be prepared for everything. They should, stay open-minded for the city.
Yes. Yes. Because I feel like, in the movies and on a TV, we all see or a work show, which are super glamorous, and Beverly Hills, something fancier. So everyone who's coming here kind of like, oh, wow. And then like, oh, they have homeless. Yes, we do. Of course, and the weather and the ocean, of course, we attract. And I wish we would, the city would deal, better with homelessness and all that. But it is what it is. I've never got hurt from anyone, like even homeless people are nice here to me. But it's my experience, and my journey in LA. I'm here for 12 years now.
Yes, that's true. So you came to Los Angeles right after winning the fourth place for Ukraine in the European Song Contest Eurovision in 2011, correct?
Yes, in June.
Yes, in June. So how has your life changed since then? Would you do anything different?
No, I wouldn't change anything. And I've thought about it so many times. And the more I live here in LA, the more I understand how smart it was to move here and to want to keep growing and learn the language and start, acting a little and record the album. Even it didn't go anywhere, but the whole experience and learning about Americans, learning about the country. I always say, when you move to America, you from from Ukraine, right, or from any other probably country, it's like you're moving to another planet. I have a niece right now who moved here, right, from Ukraine. She's only 16, and she's like, oh my gosh, like the kids in school are so different. I said yes, because it's such a different upbringing. They've seen way more, through their childhood than we saw, and my niece saw way more than I did than we saw like in west of Ukraine. They're because of social media, of course, we see more, we know more, right? Like the way more information for kids, they know better. But for me, it was just like, oh my gosh, my mother-in-law played with a Barbie when she was like 10, right? And she's 60 now, and we didn't even know what the Barbie doll is for, till 90.
Yes.
And McDonald's and everything, of course, and it affects your upbringing and the way you see the world. So when I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, I am always catching up with the information. It took me years to catch up and really understand their humor, the way they're thinking. A lot of people like, oh, Americans are fake. No, they're not fake. They're just more loose and open, and they're willing to talk. As Ukrainians, we are more closed. We are not that easy to talk. Now I am, yes. And I mean, I'm a talker, so I always kind of been more open, but not to this degree. When you go to Starbucks and people like, the funny story was, we'll never forget when I wore my pajama. I was like, oh my gosh. I remember it was July. I was in my pajamas with teddy bears and my Uggs. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I would go and get my coffee in pajamas in Ukraine, everyone would think I am a cool.
Yes.
Like I'm not normal,
Yes.
And I remember how I was like, should I go like this or not? Like, should I go? I was doubting myself, and I was like, no, I'm just going to do it. And I remember I'm going back to my apartment with that coffee, so happy, like, dang, this is the freedom. That's why I'm here, And then
Probably.
I remember, a quick story. I remember how they're asking, hi, what is your name? And I was like, why is he asking me what is my name for a coffee? Like, do you really care? Or like, what are you doing? And all that. So you were learning, and that's what I love about America in LA.
Wonderful. So sounds like America really opened you up and made you into the person who you are right now. So it really contributed to you feeling more of yourself and being more open and outgoing and free in many ways.
100%.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So my question is, so when you came, you probably didn't know where exactly you will be living, like what area.
Oh, yeah.
And since then, so have you moved around, or did you stay in one area that you really liked? So what are the specific things that you liked about them?
I didn't have a choice. So my management I used to work with, I don't know why. Now I'm thinking, I was like, there are cooks to put a young girl to live. I mean, the complex, like the apartment complex was new, right? But like a young girl on a Hollywood Boulevard, really? Like, that's dangerous. You don't do that. Now living for so long, I was like, wow, like what they were thinking about, so I don't think that was super safe, but I managed it for a year, right? It was okay. But then I moved around a little house in Hollywood. Then I moved to Beverly Hills, and then we are now in West Hollywood. First of all, my husband's office is here, and the Grove is here, like Melrose. Everything is super close. And when I used to, before COVID, I used to audition a lot, like driving around, because now we're doing a lot of self-tapes. It was just so convenient for me to get to any part of LA, and you kind of like in the middle. And a lot of offices were here. So it's all about work, I think, as well. And what do you do? What is your profession? So for me and my husband, like we are here, we in West Hollywood, and we love it. We're here for 8 years now, and I love everything about it.
Great. Well, it does sound like you're in the middle of everything, and it's very conducive to your lifestyle. Like you don't really have to drive too far or for too long to get to appointments and go places. So yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah, it's very important to be in proximity of wherever you need to be.
Yeah, that's why I love LA, because it's so big and you can choose where you want to live, and how much money you have. What can you afford? Do you need to move a little further? But it all depends on your work and what you're doing, and then you can choose what suits best for you and for your family. Yeah.
Very true. Yes. Los Angeles offers a lot of choices for everybody. Very,
Yes.
very true. Very true. So, you said that in your current place, you've been living for quite some time, for you said
Yes.
8 years.
Yeah.
So, what does your home mean to you? What would you say is the heart of your home?
Heart of my home is the way I feel, and obviously is the family and who is in my home. It's obviously a lot of lights. I love light. My home has to be with a lot of light.
Mm-hmm.
And our amazing neighbors, and I love smaller places where, like, I live in a duplex, right, when it's only 4 apartments, everyone, so it's just like it's my home, and I know my neighbors, and it's just awesome.
Oh,
I love it here. Yeah.
oh, sounds like people are the heart of your home.
Yes, I do love people. That's for sure. When I really understood that when COVID happened, and I was like, dang, I miss people. I'm missing and talking, and just to go to the store on my auditions. I really depend on the communication. So it's cool when you know your neighbors, you can talk or ask about some favors, text each other. Oh, can you pick it up, my box? Or come over, come see me perform. It's awesome.
Yes, yes. Well, COVID did really put this pressure on people to reevaluate, their
Yeah.
values in life and what's important for them. And you are such an outgoing person and a performer. So, people are the essence of your life in so many
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, I'm glad that you're now at the place that you enjoy so much and that your home is full of people. So it means that it is full of heart in some way.
Yes, for sure.
Beautiful. So tell me, what is your favorite venue to perform at in Los Angeles?
I perform quite a bit here, but I feel like the Hotel Cafe has like the best sound. And I feel like they really, really care about musicians and singers. So we feel good on stage, because sound is everything for us, the way our voice sounds, the band. And that's why I think I picked this venue again to come back to my singing and everything. So on March 5th, I will be performing at the Hotel Cafe again. And I'm very, very excited.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So tell us more a little bit. So at what time it will be on March 5th and how long will be the program?
So it's March 5th. So it starts at 7 p.m. Hotel Cafe. I will have a special Louis Knight. He participated in American Idol, and he went pretty far, and everyone was like really blown away. He's a very good singer and songwriter. He grew up in London. I love him. I truly believe he's their next superstar, and we've been friends for a long time, even before he went to American Idol. So I invited him to perform for my guest, and then I think I will be performing around 8 o'clock, and it's absolutely new songs. I started writing music after I went through cancer, miscarriage, and all. I think that's probably the first time I even saying it to audience that I even went through that. It was pretty hard, difficult, emotional last 3 years, and I didn't want to sing for a long time. I will be very honest, and a lot of people ask me like, why? Like, you are such a great performer. I was like, I don't have a story to tell. Like, I don't want to just go and sing. And old songs, they don't represent me anymore, And what I feel, it's not me. Like, it's all good, but it's past. So I just started writing, not even planning to sing, And then I performed at the Grammys, and it kind of sparked in me the feeling. I was like, oh wow, like I'm actually a musician. I love singing, and working with Harvey Mason Jr., who is CEO of the Grammys. He was recording me, and it was just like, wow, what a moment. And he literally changed my life because he showed me how you can collaborate on a song and just do it in such an easy way. No one is telling you, like, oh, sing that or that. Like, because I feel like I used to be controlled by people, and Harvey kind of showed me, no, it could be fun, and you can feel free in a studio, and you can just record an absolutely new song, for 3 hours in 1 hour, and it's great,
Wow.
So he inspired me, and I came home and I started writing, and I felt like March 5th is my birthday. But also the crazy part is that on March 5th, I went to Kenner center, and they told me that I'm cancer free and I can go and live my life. So I almost like reborn on my own birthday, which is
Wow.
crazy coincidence, crazy. And I just felt like this is it. I think this is the day you need to start from something and share your music, to not be afraid to be vulnerable and judged. So here I am, March 5th at 7 p.m.
Oh my God, what a story you just shared. This is so beautiful.
I
And
was trying to be quick.
no. It's really amazing. And I really admire, that you were able to go through all these hardships that you mentioned. That
Yeah.
you went through cancer. It must have been really, really hard. And then to have a miscarriage and then to come out of it. In a very human way, you found the strength within yourself to pull it all together and to say, I'm going to create, a new story. And
Yeah.
that you started
Yeah.
writing and
Yeah.
you were back to performing. It is such an inspiration, Mika, to so many people. And I'm looking forward, to your performance and to celebrating your new life, your, health, your new health. And
Yeah.
there are many amazing things that are going to happen to you in the future. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is so wonderful. So I hope everybody who's listening to us right now will come and see your performance on March 5th.
That would be awesome. We're doing
Yes.
our best. We are trying to be honest and just to move people, and hopefully my songs will help someone while they're gonna listen to it.
I'm sure of it. Absolutely. Well, and I have a few very quick blitz questions about
Yes.
West Hollywood or Los Angeles, if you'd like, so
Yes.
that, you'll share maybe some of your favorite places with us, if you don't
Yes.
mind. So what is your favorite store?
My store, Trader Joe's. I was like, always trying to pick. There's a lot of good stores, but I feel like the most affordable always have good flowers, desserts. So I love Trader Joe's.
Oh, that's a classic. So you're actually not the first
Right?
person who said Trader Joe's is their favorite store. Yes.
Of course, Erewhon, you always like those fancy Whole Foods, obviously. But I feel like most often I am at the Trader Joe.
Yes, and probably because you love people so much and you invite them to come over, so you need to feed them.
Yes. And they do have good flowers, let's be honest. Always
Yes.
fresh,
Yes.
tulips, anything.
I agree. So what is your favorite coffee place?
Probably all coffee lovers gonna kill me. I've tried all the fancy coffee shops and all their unique coffees, right? But I always go back to Starbucks, getting my triple latte, and I'm happy, girl.
Oh, okay. A triple latte from Starbucks, of course. What is your favorite restaurant?
It's a bunch of good restaurants here, but I feel like we go and always have good time and celebrate good stuff at Masters in Beverly Hills. I love their steaks. But my favorite is our lobster mashed potato. I feel like it's the restaurant when you always in a good mood, good service. It's good place to celebrate something. I love a good sushi place. I used to have like Sushi by Age, but the owner moved to Japan, so it's not anymore there. But there's a lot. But I feel like Masters has been for me and my husband also like special place.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Masters is very good, especially as their potatoes. Oh my God, lobster potatoes, so good. Yes. Okay, I assume that you like to go for walks, to walk your doggy, who is like a
Yes.
very famous dog named Mozart.
Oh, he's funny.
Oh, so what are your favorite streets to go for walks?
We are I'm here on Melrose, we're going from like Fairfax all the way down to the Melrose place and just enjoy the weather. I honestly, I feel like any street is good in LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
the weather and the way you want to see it. And if you're in a bad mood, any street is going to be bad. But if you choose to be positive, you're just going to turn it around and everything is nice for you. It's kind of what I've learned about myself, when you're a little grumpy cat and then you like even like the nicest, cleanest street is gonna be bad. Of course, it's nice to go to the ocean, and Mozarts love to jump around there in Malibu as well. But, Hancock Park is always pretty just to like park the car and walk around the beautiful homes, and Beverly Hills too. But for me, it's just the way I feel.
Yes, very much so. And we started our conversation, from the same point that whatever you choose to see in Los Angeles, it will give kind of back to you. And whatever mood you're in, you will receive it in return.
Yes.
That's very true. That's how
This
life
city
works.
is very, very sensitive to your energy, and with what you are arriving here. If you're a little bit negative, just be careful, because you can attract negative people, or you will make negative choices. But if you come here with an open heart and like, I am choosing to feel good in LA and find positive opportunities and places, and you're going to attract that.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yay.
Well, Mika, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to have this conversation about Los Angeles with you. And you're an amazing human being. And you're a great
thank you.
artist.
So you are.
Oh, thank you. And you're an artist, you're a singer, a performer. And I'm really looking forward to your concert at Hotel Cafe on March 5th.
Oh, cannot wait to see you there. And thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Well, thank you so much, Mika. I'll see you soon.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed experiencing Los Angeles through the eyes of Mika Newton. If you live in Los Angeles, try to observe what side of the city you have been experiencing. Do you love or hate it? Remember, Los Angeles always reflects back to you exactly what you hold inside. If you want your life to be different, don't try to change the reflections and circumstances around you. Dare to change yourself. Please press the like button, follow and share your feedback for the podcast. Your time and support are greatly appreciated. Our next meeting spot is charming Marina del Rey. I hope to see you there.
In the mood for California, feel the soul of Old Hollywood.